Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And just when you think things can't get any more cartoon level and ultimately frightening, in my opinion, because of it, they do. Now, what you are seeing behind me is obviously a devious domestic terrorist slash possible treasonous asset of Russia. Now, do you believe that? Am I supposed to believe that? Can I challenge this story in any way, shape, or form? And here's the deal, guys. We're going to be showing you this story. We're going to show you the ludicrousness of both sides of it. Because guess what they're saying she did? This is it, guys. This is the person that was going to bring the deep state down with Pelosi's laptop in the recon mission. Now, I don't know how much of this story is true, but I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis before we go over the article of what they are claiming happened as opposed to what the people that believe in Johnny nonsense and message boards and superheroes that aren't there thought happened. Okay, and then I'm going to say what I think happened. Now, the narrative the government is running with is they have footage of this young woman, 22 years of age, okay, a care worker. She had the big domestic terror threat. And I mean, they got footage of her directing people and apparently taking Pelosi's laptop. That's what they say. Now, they have an affidavit where they say that she's going to sell it to Russia for the SVR and all this other stuff that I think is probably fictitious, but we'll see. And by the way, I'm going to dedicate this video to a buddy of mine later and explain why I think it's fictitious. Now, on the other end of that, right, they also want to say she's a mean domestic terrorist, right? Now, the fantasists are like, no, this is all a cover because, Delta Squad 46Q got it and the laptop's going to bring everybody down just like the Hunter Biden laptops were going to bring everybody down. Just like what? The Anthony Weiner laptops were going to bring everybody down. And none of these laptops brought anybody down. How about that? How about that? Isn't that weird? It's just it's weird and wild and wacky stuff that they didn't bring anybody down. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to read this story, and then we're going to go and we're going to look at a very honed piece of scary propaganda. And as I've been telling you, just like with Antifa or Black Lives Matter or anybody in mainstream media, whether they're right or left or somewhere in the middle, was saying they should be domestic terrorists or frog march them out. No. Because they're gearing up to make us all the domestic terrorists. And under the guise of equality and false white supremacism and all sorts of stuff that are stomach churning, in my opinion. So before we get there, all right, I do want to remind everybody we're fully demonetized on the YouTube platform. We may be, off that platform altogether. Who knows? Everything is so arbitrary and selectively enforced. And as you can see, I'm now on Go Get Funding. They banned my last campaign on GoFundMe, so we had to go to Go Get Funding. This is what we're going to be using from now on. There are other ways to donate down below, from PayPal to crypto. Everything's down there, so I couldn't do it without you guys. $5, $10, $15, big donors. You mean the world to me. Again, it would be impossible without you. It does seem, by the way, they're limiting my traffic recently. Again, we got 60,000 plus, 61,000 plus subscribers. We got 67 people watching almost 5 minutes into the video. Think about that. 1 in 1,000 of my subscribers. Okay, whatever. All the documentary films, they're free in the playlist section. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. I do want to remind everybody about Rockfin. Make your free account if you haven't. 10,000 followers. Later today, I'm probably going to do another Rockfin exclusive. The 10K follower AMA only at Rockfin. But the Carlin nailed it 30 years ago. You want to know what systemic racism really is about? Go check that video. Make the free account after this. Go check out that video. We usually do it live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We were a little behind today, but that video is not coming over anywhere else. It's going to remain live, free, and exclusive over at Rockfin. We're backing up over on Odyssey. Check them out as well, and let's dig in. Thumbs the video up. Fugitive Pennsylvania care worker 22 probed by FBI for stealing Nancy Pelosi's laptop and trying to sell it to Russian spies is charged with breaking into the Capitol during the riot. Now, look, again, you want to get some of these people for trespass, destruction of property, okay. Domestic terrorism, no. No. And this Russia spin, this is the face of terror. She's pretty scary. This is the face of domestic terror, of insurrection. I'm shaking in my boots. Take a 22-year-old girl. Somebody, if she did it by the books, would be a senior at a university if she decided to go to college. Okay, take a good look, okay? In the affidavit, FBI agent John Lund said that a former romantic partner of Williams, identified only as W1, had also come forward to tell the Bureau she had either stolen either a laptop or a hard drive from Pelosi's office during the insurrection. It's such an insurrection that the police officer in the hall with 5 other people is like, no, there's 5 of you. This is a sacred place. As someone takes pictures, behind the podium. That's the I mean, look how violent and evil this woman looks right here. Oh, my goodness. She is frighteningly violent and evil. And here's the thing. There is a possibility that maybe she was smart enough to clone the hard drive or even give the laptop to somebody and have them access accounts. And maybe that's what they're scared about. That information on that laptop could actually get out. That's a real possibility. But anytime any information seems to leak out to the public, it's always Russian disinformation. It's Russian hacking. People have been accustomed to that Johnny nonsense narrative. That's why they're running with it. Okay, she's not still on the run. They've arrested her. I'm almost yeah. I mean that's her mugshot. They got her. I had this up from last night just so people know. I mean, oh look how she's holding the gun. She's scary. Oh no, she's directing people. Go. This is the insurrection. Go upstairs. Go find it. Oh no. Ooh, like I'm seeing warning labels on mainstream media. Warning labels on mainstream media. Okay? So just so everybody knows, they are using these YouTube links if you see this. Okay? W1 stated that Williams intended to sell a computer device to a friend in Russia who then planned to sell the device to SVR. See how it's also like 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon? Russians Foreign Intelligence Service. And then it goes, according to W1, the transfer of the computer device to Russia fell through for unknown reasons. So weird. And Williams still has the computer device or destroyed it. This matter remains under investigation. Bum, bum, bum. So again, I think they're trying to make sure and cover themselves if, in fact, whatever information does come out on that laptop. Now, again, if you think this is like the deep state getting taken down and mass arrests are happening and all that other stuff, I don't think I can relate to you. I think that both narratives are false. And, this girl went in there and grabbed something instinctively and then realized what she had and tried to get it to somebody who maybe could clone that information. And now, the intelligence establishment is trying to cover their arness. Okay. So let's get into this right here. You ready? This is a video I watched today that I thought was extremely disturbing. This guy, Don Winslow, that's a blue check mark, okay, more than 500,000 followers, 3 New York Times Critics' Choice books, all on the cartel, the force, the border, and savages. I mean, this is a scary guy trying to promote that people in America are domestic terrorists and white supremacists.
On or before January 20th, Donald Trump will no longer be the commander-in-chief.
See, I mean, like he was really hoping that like they would have impeached him before him stepping down tomorrow. And again, I don't have a lot of even hope that we're going to see Assange, Ulbricht, Snowden, any of those pardons. Lil Wayne will probably get a pardon. I'm trying to get some people on today to discuss the reality of that as well. That's about the only hopium that I have, that I could be shocked and something like that could happen. And that would be ultimately shocking to me. I mean, they're talking about possibly Kamala Harris residing over his impeachment trial post-presidency. And McConnell was talking about how he invoked an insurrection today. Nuts. Only 28 thumbs up, almost 200 watching. Can we get it going? So here we go.
He will lose control of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Special Forces, and America's nuclear arsenal. On January 20th, Donald Trump will become the commander-in-chief of a different army. This army.
Now let's stop it. American citizens are now an army? American citizens are now an army that he's in control of. This is like propaganda 101. This guy's putting out films.
The greatest threat facing America today comes from within. Radical extreme conservatives, also known as domestic terrorists.
Radical extreme conservatives, also known as domestic terrorists. The guy with his foot on Pelosi's desk. He's now, they actually show like bin Laden in this. Remember when I warned you about that war on terror and how you were ultimately the terrorist and that was the plan? Because you know what? Here's the thing, guys. They've tried to pin QAnon on Loose Change's success. And soon enough, watch, because I don't completely denounce everybody that's a conservative or a QAnon person. I just denounce QAnon itself as Johnny Nonsense. I'll be a QAnon sympathizer. And I'll also be a domestic terrorist because all of this is just selectively enforced and ensuring that you can't go against the grain. This guy, Richard Barnett, is now a domestic terrorist. He put it on screen. I mean,
They are hidden among us, disguised behind regular jobs. They are your children's teachers. They work at supermarkets, malls, doctors' offices, and many are police officers and soldiers. For more than a decade, Donald Trump has spoken directly to white supremacists in their language.
White supremacists in their language. This guy is vomitous. He's disgusting. He's literally trying to say all of these people are equated with white supremacism. I want to say this loud and clear. Go watch my Carlin video because I said it there as well. If I thought I was being around white supremacists, okay, I would have no problem denouncing them, verbally and intellectually embarrassing them. Because if you think that the color of your skin has anything to do with your supremacy over another human being, you make me want to vomit. Last night when we were doing our live stream with Martin Luther King Jr., his quotes, his importance today, peace, love, anti-war, men and women of all colors marching together for those things. Good stuff. You had a couple people trolling in there trying to talk about racial supremacy. And you're a disgusting human being. So this guy doing that and projecting it on all these people, saying that these are white nationalists and domestic terrorists, and somehow Trump is speaking in their language. And he brings up, again, that Trump refused to renounce white supremacy when he did again and again and again on video, and anybody can look it up, although it's getting so much harder to use Google. I mean, Google's shooting themselves in the foot. Soon no one will use their search engine. Oh, sorry, guys. Thumbs the video up.
Build that wall. Build that wall. Build that wall.
Pocahontas? Is it offensive? Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry about that.
So because Elizabeth Warren said she was part Native American when she wasn't, and he made fun of him with her with a historical reference as something that's been made into Disney films, cartoons, is a part of pop culture. That makes him, or anybody that thought that was witty, a white nationalist domestic terrorist.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
In the middle of a presidential debate, Donald Trump was asked to disavow white supremacy. He refused. Instead, he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
They heard their leader. They even responded to him on Twitter, promising to stand by. And on January 6, 2021, Trump greenlit them. They suited up.
And then they put, Alex Jones in there again. Well, there they are, the white supremacists, the domestic terrorists. There they are. They suited up. They flew in.
They flew in. They took hotel rooms. They loaded their weapons, prepared their bombs.
Enrique, a white supremacist. I mean, it's nuts to me. Like, it's nuts to me that, so Enrique can be a white supremacist and not be white. You see how that works? My goodness.
And they attacked with the intention of killing Nancy Pelosi and hanging Vice President Mike Pence.
Absolutely false. Absolutely false. Listen, again, in this whole, this level, how much footage have I shown you from my experience of there and documented the violence? And documented the violence. And denounced the violence. And then you look at all this stuff, and they're trying to show the most violent moments. They're showing the smoke bombs, right? That ultimately, that was all the police. We've shown you when they've sprayed the bear mace on the people, and then the people sprayed it on the police. We've been nothing but fair and said, listen, anybody who trespassed, anybody who was violent, anybody who destroyed property, there are laws against that. No one there was going to kill Nancy Pelosi. And the hang Mike Pence thing, give me a break. And, to again, dedicate this to my buddy really quickly before we finish this up, I want to talk about something. So I was going back and forth about this very scary 22-year-old, the new Red Scare. And I said, yeah, man, she was going to sell the laptop to Russia. And he goes, can you prove that she wasn't? Now, I used to be a little bit of a prankster, a little bit of a jokester. So I used to just love starting rumors about my friends that were absolutely ridiculous and incredulous. So I would sometimes, just kind of blurt out in the middle of a conversation that Pat Morita was once quoted that my buddy, I won't say his name, was the gentlest man he'd ever made love to. I thought it was funny. Another one that I made up about him is that we were roommates, that one late night, I came down the stairs, and he was bawling his eyes out, just crying. And I looked over, and he was watching Mr. Holland's Opus. Again, I thought it was funny. I spread the rumors. The second one especially sounds ultra believable. And it used to piss him off, right? To the point where he actually made a bunch of signs with my face on it and put them around town. They were missing signs, and I wasn't missing, obviously. We like practical jokes. Now, think about it, my boy. Can you prove that Pat Morita never said that you were the gentlest man he'd ever made love to? Can you prove that I came downstairs, okay, and didn't see you bawling your eyes out, all curled up in a blanket to Mr. Holland's Opus? Only with my admission. Otherwise, no, of course not. So to say that this is a Russian agent, or that the people that we're watching here are domestic terrorists and white supremacists, give me a break. Or they were going to hang Mike Pence.
They were vocally saying, where's the speaker? We know she has staff. They're here
Nancy
someplace.
Pelosi,
We're going to find them.
In the years ahead, Trump will lead his army of domestic terror.
You know how they had to show the same guy twice with the Confederate flag? The same guy twice with the... Show me all the Confederate flags. I think his, and there was another flag that I saw that somehow had the Confederate flag mixed in with another one. Now, I'm not saying I saw everything, okay? But give me a break. Again, but everybody's a white supremacist because one guy has a flag and is ignorant.
Terrorists. He will encourage and incite violence. He will play the role of arsonist and fireman. He will start a civil war and then say things were more peaceful when he was president. We have to fight back.
He's going to start the
In
Civil
this
War.
new war, the battlefield has...
Notice the ADL is here. Remember our discussion with Whitney Webb earlier? Just specifically talking about the ADL. I'm warning you, they are going to try to make as many of us domestic terrorists as possible.
As changes. Computers can be more valuable than guns. And this is what we need now more than ever, an army of citizen detectives. I'm proposing we form a citizen army. Our weapons will be computers and cell phones. We, who are monitoring extremists on the internet and reporting their findings to authorities. Remember, before the Navy SEALs killed Osama bin Laden, he had to be found. He was found by a CIA analyst working on a computer thousands of miles away.
Do you see this propaganda? Become the digital brown shirts. And in an era of COVID 1984, where we're already ratting out our neighbors, now we need people on computers in a digital army to out extremism. Don Winslow is an enemy of humanity. That's what you are, man. Anytime you want to debate this, you'd never even give me the teeth to intellectually dive in and eviscerate every single one of your disgusting arguments. I want to puke. So we didn't even get 100 thumbs up, but that's okay. Let's thumb it up on the way out. Subscribe and share. Join the Burmese Brigade. Remember, we're fully demonetized on YouTube. Couldn't do it without you. We've now been kicked off a GoFundMe for Media Month 19. We're doing the Go Get funding. There are other ways down below, from PayPal to crypto, that you can support the show. I can't do it without you, so please consider donating. All the documentary films are free. If you haven't seen them, they're much better than my rants. They're much better than my daily news, in my opinion. They're concise. They're well produced. They have great graphics. They're backed up, just like we back everything up here with the documents, with the articles. So consider giving them a watch and spreading them around while you still can. They are free right here, right now, in the documentary section. And by the way, guys, please, please, please make that Rockfin. Make it now, okay? We got 10,000 plus people. So that means almost 1 in 6 of my audience have now made the move, at least over to Rockfin. We got the Carlin exclusive. You're not going to be able to see that anywhere else. So make a free account. And if you do make a premium account and you do support me, thank you so much. That's another great way to support me. And it's like a Netflix for creators. Free speech all the way. We're backing up on Odyssey as well. We want to do more there. It seems that they are beta testing, live streaming. I want to be one of the first people that's able to live stream there as well, because we're trying to expand. We're trying to get better. It's not about left or right. It's about right and wrong always. And we're going to fight tooth and nail. Love you guys, and I will see you on the flip side.